Good evening, everyone. Welcome to LJ Spurs Chat, final live of the season as we review Tottenham Hotspur's 24-25 season. We've got Big John there having a fag, Simon and Dan. Welcome, lads. Shalom to you all.
Good and Arbon.
All right, let's crack on then with how we think Spurs have done this season. I'll start with you, Simon. Describe the season in your opinion. A brief description. Europa winners, 17th in the league, 4th round of the FA Cup, semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, and were the injuries a reason or excuse for our poor form? So I suppose you can we're going to give a player ratings today. So I suppose you could give an out of 10 rating on Spurs' whole season.
I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. It was a tough old season to endure. It was full of ups and downs, but mainly downs. And you looked at it, and if you kind of go all the way back to the start, and it was kind of a bit hit and miss all the way up to Christmas. And even going into Christmas, we were probably, 10th or 11th in the league. And the top four were pretty much already gone by that stage. And so, but we were still in touching distance of like 5th, I think. I think Bournemouth were 5th at that point. And then over Christmas, we lose to Forest, then we lose to Wolves. And then all of a sudden, you think, shit, this season is going to spiral if we don't get hold of this. So we go into the transfer window, and what was it? Tell, Danso, Kinski, and, we brought Yang in early, but then we sent him off to QPR. And you thought, that was all backup players. And you look at it, and we players like dropping like flies at this point. And we were putting poor old Archie Gray in centre back, and we're doing all sorts of stupidness. Got none of our first choice defence. And it was a bit ropey at that point in time. But it was still not lost at that point. But then you get to February, and then we had that stinky FA Cup defeat to Villa. Like Kinski, the shittest goal he conceded in like the first minute when he just spilled it back into his net. More shocking defending out of the FA Cup. And then it's starting to look bleak. And you're looking at it, and we've lost more in that last run. I think we lost 4 or 5 in a row. And it was starting to feel really bleak in there. So you got the Forest and Wolves defeats. Then you come out, you get knocked out of the FA Cup by Villa. Then the league form just stunk to high heaven. And Palace were really out of form. We managed to lose to them. The first winning probably of the season. I don't know. It was horrible. We lose to Fulham. We lose to Ipswich. And the league just kind of just sinks. And the players start to come back, but nothing really got any better. And then you kind of, the season's limping and fading away, but we're still in the Carabao and we're still in the Europa. And at that point, I think it was probably January, February time, I'm saying, look, guys, the only chance we've really realistically got success here is going to be Europa, because Carabao's, we're going to come up against Premier League teams, and eventually one of them is going to knock us out. So it's all down to the Europa, really. And then we limped, and we was losing left, right, and centre by this stage, and it's getting more and more painful. The football was becoming less and less watchable, and then almost like the worst point of the season was the capitulation in the second leg against Liverpool in the Carabao, because I was feeling hopeful, like if we hold something together at Anfield, we could get to a final here. And then it's just like you lose that, and it's just like the season is done. It's just like it's Europa or bust at this point. We got to the point where mathematically we couldn't go down, and it's just like, shit, these are the conversations we're having now about Spurs, that we're talking about, can we or can't we go down? We got to the point where we can't go down, and it's just like, and I think at that stage you just binned the whole thing. It's like, don't care, lose against everybody. It's all about Europa. But here we are today, trophy in the bag, Champions League football. We are going to be in the Super Cup, and we start the season on 0 points, just like everybody else. Back to square one, Champions League, Super Cup, and a trophy in the bag. Would I go through all of that again? Yes. If it means that we get the trophy at the end of the bloody thing, then yes, I'll go through all of that again. But something has to change drastically, because we cannot deprioritize the Premier League like that ever again. It was painful, absolutely painful.
What do you give it out of 10 then, Simon?
What, that's the season?
Yeah.
The season, 3,
Difficult.
2,
3. What even
it's
though
an absolute stinker of a season. It was horrific. We got out of jail with a Europa League and got a trophy. So for what we had to endure, it was horrendous. I hated most of the season, and I would say 2 or 3. But the joy that Europa League victory won and getting the monkey off our back, getting a trophy in the bag, that feeling, 10. But the season as a whole stunk to high heaven. It was horrible. And no one in this lobby can say we enjoyed any part of it other than last Wednesday.
Yeah. John,
if you look back at it and say, because I measure how good we're doing by how many times I watch match of the day. Because I only watch match of the day when I watch it back just to see when we played well. And I reckon that I can count on one hand the number of times I actually watched.
I think I've watched it this season,
and that shows you how much we stunk the place up. We've got a Villa game and Man City game and Tonkin United, but not much other than that really happened, and there wasn't much to enjoy in the football, and that's why. So I was Anjin until we just absolutely. I think it was when we went out of the FA Cup and just couldn't stop losing. That turned me, and I got to Anjou. But then we've got to a trophy, and I'm like, how can you be the manager at this point?
Are you Anjin now then, Simon?
I kind of feel like realistically, can we bin him? I feel like you look back to what he said in September. Mate,
it's amazing what a fucking cup
second season. I always win, and I was just like, "You dick! Why have you done that? You're going to make us the banter club." But somehow he pulled it off. Admittedly, he literally ditched the Premier League to do it, but he pulled it off.
So Simon, I'll just follow you up on something as well. Well, first of all, he said Series 3 is better than 2. But I thought I haven't forgotten what we said, right? I said to you, Spurs will finish 4th from bottom. You said no, Wolves had finished 4th from bottom. So I was correct. You owe me a pint, Javi. John, I'll move to you next because I know Danny likes to go really.
Sorry, I watched quite a lot there, but yeah.
That's all right. John's really Anjin, so he's going to, Go on, John.
I'm fucking right Anjin there. I couldn't give a fuck about the season. Couldn't give a fuck. We got a cup.
Exactly that.
It was a dog shit season. Proper dog shit season. I hated Ange with all my heart, and now I love him. I'm just one of those, I'm a glory hunter. Fucking hell. I'm a glory hunter. I couldn't give a fuck no more.
Are you giving it 10 out of 10 then, John, the season?
No, the season I'll give 2. The season I give 2, and the cup I give 10.
That's cheating, Ace.
I'm the same.
He gave it 2.
Was a rotten 2 or a 3, and how I feel today is 10.
Yeah,
well,
which is mad.
Before I move on to you, Danny, all I'm going to say is a lot of people, and it's just, we all disagree, I think have been blinded by the cup win, and understandably so. I think when you sit down, because I've done a video the other day, and I was expecting pelters. I waffled on for half an hour, my reasons for Ange to be out. I didn't get pelters, but I just think it's too much of a risk because we don't know when we're going to be in the Champions League again, right? We've got the money, and I just think it's too much of a risk. I think we won the Europa because I think that is the level what Ange is at. You know what I mean? Where he's won everything before. I don't think he's at.
It's the level that the players are at as well.
Yeah. Also, I'm already shitting my pants if we go into the Champions League with him, because I can see us getting it with double figures. I really can. Anyway, Dan, what do you reckon, sir?
It's also, if we go into the Champions League with this squad in its current format, we're going to get dicked week in, week out.
Got it, Dan.
Are you ready? I've just been winding myself up, like, go on.
I know you have. That's what stages will last.
Do you know what? I think if we all sat, like, I'm turning back like 2 years now. So when those first 10 games, and we're thinking, fucking hell, we can play some football. We're absolutely running people off the park. This is the Ange ball we want to see. Yeah, nobody's going on about fucking high line and this, that, and the other. Look how high we are. And then boom, all of a sudden, we hit a fucking wall. We hit fucking Chelsea, injuries, fucking suspensions, and all that lot. And I think from that point there, after those first 10 games, everybody across the world has found out how to play against Tottenham. And they know exactly what we're going to do because it's so easy to read what Tottenham are going to do every single time. You can see the patterns of play the whole time. And I just think that was the theme for the rest of the season last year. Yes, we finished in 5th. Do you know what I mean? And that's that. Look, we can't grumble. We got a cup. So if Levy had turned around and said, I want Champions League football if we can get it, and I want us to try and go and win a trophy. 1, he's got the trophy. 2, we've got Champions League football. Not the way we probably wanted to get the Champions League football because, let's face it, our season was absolute. It was nothing other than, there's nothing to scream about. You can take the Villa game and the Man City game out where we're winning 4-1 and whatever. Because to me, they were just absolute flukes of games. I'm sorry, they were just flukes of games. And both of those teams that finished miles above us were never at the races those days. So for me, I think that the season has been a total fucking waste of fucking time and an absolute washout. Absolute washout. Apart from, yes, we've gone and won a cup. Yes, we've won a cup. We've won a Europa League, UEFA, whatever you want to call it. However, Europa Cup is not a good fucking. There's not good team. There's not. You're talking probably half a dozen decent teams in that. And I know you look at our league, and I look at the other players that finished in that top part of the Europa League. You look at the teams that are there. Man United having an absolute fucking stinker of a season. Lyon, fucking Frankfurt, and all that lot. We're all having decent seasons or whatever. I just think it's an absolute fucking shocker how we've ended up getting Champions League football and we've ended up winning a cup, yet finishing 17 in the league. And for me, I just don't want to go through that whole season again, knowing that we're going to be playing a hell of a step up of team in the Champions League because we are so easy to read. The squad is bare fucking thin on talent. It's bare thin on talent. I'm sorry, it is. The quality is not there in the upper end, the middle, or the fucking or in defence. If we're gonna do anything next year, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. I've been consistent. I'm firmly not a fan of Ange. Don't like him completely at all as it goes. I would rather him just say, I've won the cup and he walks away. He ain't gonna do that. Levy's now in a quandary. Does he keep him? Does he let him go? Does he sack him? I just don't think. What I want to know, what is going to change? What is he going to change that hasn't changed from this season that we've just gone through? Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's nothing. Nothing has changed. We defended in the final. We didn't have a shot the second half. We got the goal, and then we knew we had to basically stick everybody behind the ball, behind that ball. The same in the not so much in the semi-final because I think once we got the job done at home, that was more or less it. Frankfurt, we were lucky to get away with it over there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we've rode our luck across those last games going into that final, and I just think people are just look say, oh, you can't keep sacking managers after 2 years and this, that, and the other. But what we want is some consistency across everything. I want to see consistency across everything. I watch those players go out and they lose the ball, and some of them have fucking still got their fingers up their arse, wondering why they've lost the ball. And there's no fight sometimes about them. Do you know what I mean? From one game to the next, from the league to a cup game to the Europa, these players. That's what I turned around and said to them: look, let's just go all out. Fuck the league, fuck the rest of it. Let's just go all out for the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, I've got slated on channels for saying this as well. I firmly believe that's bullshit. Ange Postecoglou did not say fuck the league. He just said it to make himself look better. You cannot say, and I'll get into that later because Daniel Levy wouldn't have liked that.
No, he wouldn't have liked it.
No.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, look, Levy's done some good things, right? we know what he's done for the club. He's got us where we are now, as in what facilities we've got. As in team-wise, no, he hasn't backed the managers when he should have fucking backed them. So, yes, he's a complete twat for that. But he's the chairman. So, unless he walks or somebody comes in and offers the club massive amounts of money, he's going nowhere. Going nowhere. So, he needs to, in my eyes, either turn around and say to Ange, right, I'm going to back you. Here's the money. What players do you want? We go out and we go and get them. We get them early, get them all in. The ones that are going, you get going quickly. The ones that he wants, get them in. Because
I mean,
I don't want to come.
Recruitment has been absolutely dog shit.
It's been so poor.
The thing is with Paratici coming back, you kind of think, is that going to be the step change we need on the recruitment side? But then I hear that Paratici doesn't fancy Ange, so.
Can I just bring up something as well, which I was going to bring in later? And I'm actually quite proud that I thought of this because I haven't seen anyone mention it on the other channels, right? This, to me, right now, sums up Daniel Levy and the Tottenham Hotspur board, right? We've had, in the last week, maybe not worldwide coverage, but massive, colossal European coverage, haven't we? Because of the parade, the cup.
Yeah.
So why aren't they out there now trying to get naming rights for this stadium? This is the perfect opportunity to get the naming rights, isn't it? Surely.
They called it the Postecoglou Stadium, Lou.
Oh, no, but do you know what I mean, though? This is the ideal time to do it, isn't it? And Liverpool, United are already going out signing players. We don't know if Angie's staying. Or Angie's
one of the comments earlier. So that Cherksey was linked with us last year. And yet again, we're so fucking slow out of the fucking traps that, he's in talks with Man City. Now, let's face it, who's he going to want to come and play for, Man City or Tottenham? Regardless of champions, okay, we've both got Champions League. Fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Manager straight away for me. Pep Guardiola and fucking Postecoglou. Fucking says it all for me. Why is the player going to want to come to us when he could go to Man City and have a better stab at winning leagues and cups and European trophies than what he would? Because any player can see exactly how Tottenham play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They can see. Who's going to want to come and be like having to run 40, 50 yards because they lose the ball at the top end of the pitch? I just don't see, if we keep him, how things are going to change, regardless of whether he turns around and says, we get a better quality of player. He's still trying to do that same plays all of the time, isn't he? So it's not going to matter whether the quality of the player is better, because we get ripped out against Tamworth. We get ripped out against Blind sometimes. Do you know what I mean? In the games. So it doesn't matter who we play. We're still so open. So for me, for winning the cup, brilliant.
The wild thing with Ange, though, is for 3/4 of this season, there's always been, in fact, for 3/4 of this season and all of last season, there's always been Ange can only play one way. Ange can only play one way. But then all of a sudden in European away games, he's found a way to play. We haven't been conceding any goals away in Europe for weeks and for the last 2 or 3 rounds, and he's found a different way to play. And I know that a lot of that coincides with the fact that once you've got Mickey, Christian, Destiny, and Pedro all together at the back, it's a different team, because I think we won 3/4 of the games that those 4 played together.
76.
So that was all against Man United.
And the European games and at the back end of the season. But I can see that he knows how to play another way. And even in that final, I was just like, "What?"
His in-game management is shocking.
He took Brennan off and put Danso on, and I'm like, "Wow, you're doing this super early." But he did it, and they knew what they were supposed to do, and they got on and did it. But they've got to do that in the Premier League. If they can't do that in the Premier League, then what's the point?
Yeah. Right, I'll just answer this man's thing here, and then I'll move on to the next thing. He's got too many YouTubers. They keep playing Ange. in and out debates in order to get their own ratings and clickbait. It's disgusting, really. Well, I don't. But the fact of the matter is, it's a massive talking point, and we're doing an end of season review, and that's why we're talking about him. Do you know what I mean? Because on here, like, got Simon is doesn't know. You got John that's yes. You got Danny and me that are no. So it's just all about debate, mate. I don't really give a shit how many likes or things I get. Do you know what I mean? But we have a good chat on it. We're not trying for clicks.
To be honest, if you support Spurs, it's the most important decision we've got to make this summer.
And I will say after that, my opinion is, because I do watch a lot of the other channels, and the good ones, and they say that he's adapting. And my opinion is this: in the last 2 games, the away leg in Bodo Glimt and Man United, he did bring on to make it 5 at the back, correct. But in the games that we've won, Man City being one of them, United another, the final, he didn't adapt, in my opinion. He was forced back. And there are links coming out, rumours coming out, that Spurs didn't come out against Manchester United to sit deep on purpose. This is from some inside source. And I believe that. They didn't just sit there. We win our games, a lot of them, when better teams push us back, right? Not because we want to sit back, and we hit them on the break and win. But you can't... Like when you say, why can't we do that in the Premier League? I don't think you can do that in the Premier League for 38 games.
But you've got to be able to do it against the likes of fucking Ipswich, though, right?
Yeah, you take the last game of the season, right? That was, I mean, regardless of whether they've just won the European trophy, right? Yes, they've been on the lash, they've been celebrating and all that lot. How embarrassing, right? And it just looked like nobody gave a shit because it was the last game of the season. It didn't mean anything whatsoever fucking other or nothing else. And yet you go and get fucking beat 4-1. Brighton still needed to play to get something away. Do you know what I mean? But even when we went 1-0 up, I was thinking, that ain't going to last. We'll concede a goal and then all of a sudden it's 4. We were absolutely horrendous. Regardless of the cup, there was nothing there to show to me that next season is going to be anything fucking different other than what we're going through now. So season-wise for me, an utter fucking 1. I'm only giving it a 1 because fucking 0 is absolute dog shit. As for winning a cup, yeah, he's won us the cup. Yeah, I'll give it a fucking 6 or 7, and that's it. Sorry.
Oh, fuck off, Dan.
No, why am I going to go 10? Why am I going to go fucking 10, 9, or 8, or even a 7? It's a 6 for me.
That brings me on to my next question then, John. It's what would be an improvement for you for next season?
An improvement? 6 fucking better players in the squad.
Yeah.
Proper, 2 up front, 2 in the middle, and 2 defenders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, transfer's massive this time, isn't it? The window. Yeah.
And if you don't spend his money, then you might as well give Ange the sack now.
Yeah, John, let me ask you something before I bring Simon in. Let's say that he stays, because he's got a really difficult decision here, Daniel Levy has. If you get into 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 games, John, and we're 15th, would you still stick with him?
No.
See, that's
the dude has got till October at the latest.
Yeah.
He's got to stay.
If he's not in the top 6 in October,
6 and 7 for him to stay, isn't he?
You're wasting money.
Well, look, speaking about money, Dan, you're bringing me into this. I like this, man. You're bringing me on to my questions, Jeff. Right, let's work this out. I worked this out. 37.4. This is why I think Daniel Levy's on a knife edge, because this is the bit he won't like. 37.4 million loss for finishing 17th. That's compared to if we'd have ended 5th, because we seem to always end 5th, don't we, right? But add 45.7 million from total earnings for winning the Europa League plus qualification into the Champions League. So overall, he's made 8.3 million over the course of the season. I don't think Daniel Levy will be happy with that. I actually think, he won't never admit it, but I think fans will always want to win a cup. I think that Daniel Levy will be looking at that, thinking, well, if we'd have ended 4th or 5th, because the money, I was quite shocked. I don't know if I've still got it on here. The the money. I've got it here. Look, the money. If we'd have come fifth, we'd have got 49.9, say £50 million, just for finishing fifth. But we've ended up with 12.5 million. That's a lot of money, isn't it? So, in the board's eyes, they're going to rather finish fifth, aren't they?
I mean, that's a player.
That could be Ange's downfall. I don't know. Third season is striking you out. Yeah, it might be that, mate. It might well be. He has got a difficult decision, though, Levy. I'll admit that. Sorry, Simon. Yeah. What do you think of the improvements, Si? Players, I suppose.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. We got to make a decision on the manager, and then stick to whatever decision that ends up being. But we need 5 or 6. We need to get rid of a chunk of this squad, and we need to replace probably 5, 6, 7 players that are going to improve this squad if we're going to have any chance. Because the thing we've got at the moment is that if we don't improve that squad, it's going to be pick a championship and decide what we're going to do. Are we going after the league? Are we going after the Champions League? Because we can't do it all. And so for me, I cannot endure another season like that in the Premier League again. I mean, we're the first team to lose 22 games in a season and stay up. It's mental. 22. There's only 38 games in a season. So 19 games is half the season. So we've lost more than half the games in the season. How is that even possible?
Yeah, that's a good point.
For an established team in the Premier League, how do you lose 22 in the season? And I don't care. There were points in the season where Bournemouth had as many injuries as us, and they were 10 places above us. And you're just like, how is this happening?
So this man's right though. He's right though. What he said, Levy, he never wants to spend. He never wants to pay high wages. He doesn't want to fucking spend. But
winning the tournament was one of my first thoughts was, oh shit, because I remember when we got to the Champions League final, and Levy must have thought, oh, yeah, we've done it, we've cooked it, boys, we're there. And then he didn't buy another player he went 2 windows without buying any players, and it's like, if he makes that same mistake again, we are cooked.
The thing is, he has spent 400 million with Ange. The problem with me is it's not the money what he gives him. I think I've said this before. He'll give someone 100 million quid, but you've got to get 5 or 6 players with it. He needs to give someone 200 quid and say, look, you can get 3 players with that. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. Because he spends the money, he doesn't spend it properly. Just give the manager 200 million and go and get 3 world-class players if you can get them. Do you know what I mean?
We spent a lot of time buying for the future, don't we? We need to improve the squad today.
Well, Ange just said he wants experienced players now.
Yeah, exactly. They've spent most of the money buying players for the future. I mean, how many games did we play where we had 3, 4, 5, 20 years old and under in our starting lineup? It's mad to put that much pressure on these kids. The pressure that we put Archie under was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Lucas kind of came through it, and early on you could see he was struggling with the pressure, but I think, pressure makes diamonds, and we found a diamond in him, I think.
Yeah.
But you look at it and tell, yeah. And Odeberg got injured, and it's just like we got it all wrong. And the only person that we added to our squad that was ready to go in either of those windows was Solanke.
Yeah.
I mean, I think our recruitment has been so Ange. We all know that Ange basically brings himself, and then he picks and chooses coaches and defensive coaches, attacking coaches, goalkeeper coaches, whoever fucking coaches you want. He doesn't have a training team or a coaching team that has followed him around. That has been noted that he always picks people to go to different jobs. So I think that's been a big question mark over our fucking season, that as well. You look at the mentality in some of the people that are actually training our lads, no disrespect to Ryan Mason, but Spurs boy, did he achieve much? No. You look at the other boy that was, what's his name? Jedinek. Is it Jedinek who was at Palace? What's he achieved? Nothing. Sorry. It's absolute bollocks. You know, since Mitchell went, who was like one of our scouts, he fucked off. Our recruitment has been absolutely horrendous. I mean, how can we expect to achieve anything with the last couple of windows that we've had with the players that we've brought in?
Well, Paratici's coming back 99.9%, but as Simon said, he don't like Ange. So it's a problem there. But recruitment was much better under Paratici, weren't it?
Yeah, I mean, there was structure, but we need some structure. We need to have a definitive answer from Levy, but he ain't going to fucking come out and say anything because he never fucking does. He just sits there in the background. He's happy to take all the fucking flack and all the fucking shit. He's never back to fucking manager. Never back to manager.
That's what they say.
It's still going, and it will carry on going because he might put the money up. But are those players of any quality? No, we go for a player, but when we don't want to pay the wages or the money for that fucking player, that player, they may be over the fucking odds by fucking 10, 15, 20 million. Fucking hell, you want that quality. You've got to go and buy it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You need to have.
He's always thinking of the profit when the player goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not about football. It's not about the football.
I mean, he spends the whole window dicking around. And you look at what Liverpool do. I mean, Trent hadn't even left and they'd already organised his replacement.
Yeah, that's a proper big team's mental thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got players. I mean, Delap's going to sign for fucking Chelsea. I like the fucking boy. 30 fucking million. I mean, Chelsea, okay, yeah, they're in Champions League football. One of you, but they're not fucking still a fucking season. But yet he's going to go and sign for them. So why aren't we chomping at the bit to go and get him? Eze, why have we not got an agreement? Why have we not triggered his fucking release clause? Bang, straight away. Champions League football, boy, you want to fucking win something? Then come to fucking Spurs. They're not going to fucking do it, are they? They're going to wait. Fucking Gaya, why not fucking go and start triggering his shit? This Turkey, we just don't fucking do it. We wait and wait. We don't want to pay the fucking money. And that is going to be the standard as what fucking, no matter, all Spurs fans know it. Yes, it's nice to win a cup. But I can't sit here and say I'm fucking overly happy with Ange or how the season's gone as a whole just because we won a fucking cup. Because actually, yeah, we won it, but was it the most attractive football along the whole of the fucking thing? No, it wasn't. But come on, let's...
I mean, for me, it's just
not good.
To 17 years of bullshit that we've had to listen to. I'll take it. The fact that we even could win ugly was almost reassuring for me. But just to get a trophy under the belt,
you just wanted a trophy.
Reset that bullshit. Stop the Spurs nonsense. Stop the talk about trophies. Reset all of that crap.
Yeah.
And you look and that is Arsenal are under massive pressure this season. Because you look across London and Chelsea, Palace, and us have all got a trophy this season, and it's another year that Arsenal haven't. And there's all these stupid who's had the better season debate. And it's like, oh mate, I couldn't give a shit. Our season was utter pony, and we've come out of it with a trophy.
Yeah,
I'll take it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't care if you think your season was better because you finished second. Crack on. If that's what you want to say.
We're happy to get the cup.
Give a single shit.
Yeah.
If you want to see that as a better season, crack on. I don't care. We've got the trophy. We're in Champions League. We could end up playing PSG in the Super Cup. And the scenes.
That'll be played on the halfway line. That will
to beat PSG in the Super Cup, the team that knocked Arsenal and Liverpool out of the Champions League this season. I would absolutely wet myself.
See, I don't agree with all this. Who's had the fucking better season and this, that, and the fucking...
No, it's a load of bollocks. They can say whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly. It's clickbait shit again. Do you know what I mean? It's just trying to entice people into an utter bullshit fucking argument about their teams. Oh, my team's better than your team. Yeah, my team's fucking finishing. Utter fucking bollocks. I don't give a shit about other fucking teams. All I give a shit about is fucking Spurs. And at the moment, Spurs are not attractive in how they fucking play their football. It's not fucking attractive at all. The club is fucking run. Yeah, it's run well, but there's no fucking. I said this ages ago. Yeah, I said this ages ago. Where's our press officer? All this shit that was going on, right? There was never any positivity. It was all negative. It was all, who's going to replace Ange? Is this player going to be going? When's this player? The whole fucking media shit was just driven. And I just turned around and I said to you, Lou, I said, if I was that fucking press officer, I would have gone to fucking Levy and I would have gone, do you know what? I said, yeah, we'll do a press conference. These people are not going to fucking toe the line. The first one that starts asking about Ange's future, does he think he's going to be sacked? You cut him off straight away. Move to the next one. Sorry, we're not answering that. We're here to talk about the football club, the football, blah, blah, blah. We're not here to talk about me. I'm the manager now. Do you know what I mean? But nobody come out and done that. Nobody's got no bollocks at the top. Nobody comes out and says fucking anything.
They were leaving that out to dry, really, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the one that actually they said the clown thing in a press, you just think the cheek of it. How can you come to a club's press?
He wanted to get up and hit him, didn't he?
And start talking about clowns and all sorts of shit. It's like
you got to give him
what it does
some
do
respect.
is that the media fucking hated the fact that Spurs have won a trophy. Full fucking stop. The media agenda against fucking Spurs has been, oh God, years and years and years and years. It's absolute fucking filth. It doesn't matter what media's. Yeah, it's just horrible. It's constant. But now they've won the fucking trophy, they have to flick. So they can't say you've not won a trophy because actually we have. So it's all about Ange now. It's all about what's Levy going to do. Levy, what's he going to do? Levy, what's he going to do? Is Ange going to stay? Is Ange going to go? Utter fucking bollocks. They've got nothing else to fucking talk about. There's so many other teams in the league that hadn't won fucking trophies. But fucking hell, no, we'll just talk about Tottenham because they've not won trophies. Utter bollocks.
Yeah. How are you getting on there with your food, Big John? Right, let's run through the. We'll try and do this quick, yeah? As quick as we can, anyway. Let's run through the player ratings. John, I'll start with you so you can get it out of the way.
I mean, how many of them actually played the whole season?
Yeah. John, I'll start with you so you can keep eating.
We're trying to say I'm a fat bastard, Lou.
Vicario.
Fucking 4.
Out of 10. 4? Simon?
He still makes me nervous. He's a 5.5.
Did you say 4 as well?
He's made some important saves.
Yeah.
But he's made some horrific balls ups as well.
Sorry, Dan, did you say 4 as well?
Yes, 4.
Regulon. I suppose we can't really judge him, can we?
Nah.
Danzo. Kevin Danzo. I'll give him an
8 for me.
7.
He looks like he looks like the backup we were looking for when we bought Radu.
Yeah. Well, talking of Radu, he's next on the list. Drag us in, John.
3.
Yeah.
I'm going 5.
The fucking sick note. It's another inconsistent sick note, isn't it?
Yeah, but John, he was thrown in at the deep ends when fucking everybody else was injured in the team, and you're asking somebody who was bought to be a backup player and to play bit part in maybe a Carling Cup and whatever it is, Carabao Cup and all that shit, and he's been forced straight in.
3.2.
Plus, Dan, he come from the Romanian national team, which play a defensive system, into this ridiculous high line. You know what I mean? I'll give him a 3.
3.4.
Simon?
Now I think 3 is harsh, so I'll go 5.
Ah.
Although I think that the most unforgivable thing he did was that stupid sending off when that was a low point for the lad, but yeah.
Heung-min Son, John.
6.
Makes me sad.
Yeah.
I want to give him a 10, but
yeah,
reality of it, 6.
He's got 10 out of 10 for his commitment.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for being a yid.
He gets a 6 for me.
Well, I was going to say 6, but I'm going to give him a 7 because he lifted the cup. That's being kind because he's a legend. But he is done the thing. Simon?
It's sad to watch him like this, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you watched him this season, and he just seemed to lose that directness. And I think you could probably count on one hand the number of times he ran at or past someone this season. And so, yeah.
2 of them were
Most
Ipswich
season,
game.
he'd be a 9 or plus, but he's a 6.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It is, but he's probably got between 9 and 10 for the past, not last season, but all the seasons before that. They need to be fair to him. You right there, John?
I'm just going to put my prayer mat down, look.
I can remember MASH, mate. I can remember MASH, yeah. Bissouma, John.
Bissouma, 4,
Yeah.
mate.
4. Oh, I'm looking for Danny. I
Yeah,
don't know.
4.5.
He give him 0. Look, Danny. Danny, that's harsh, man.
He's an hard bastard, old Dan.
I'll put another number in here. I'll give him minus 0.1.
Oh, that's bad. Simon, fucking hell.
I mean, this lad he's one of the ones that's disappointed me the most, because when we bought him, I've always said it. When we bought him from Brighton, I was like, this lad, this is that type of player. The number of times he bossed us for Brighton.
We're all in our 50s.
But I was just like, another season where he's a 5.
5, yeah.
The good thing with him was he finished the season strong.
I'll tell you what, he played brilliant
he
in the
looked like a
final.
man possessed in the last couple of games.
Yeah,
but
he did.
too little, too late, really.
Yeah, John, you see that there? He's putting no.
He's a bacon. You don't want to see him.
I'm going to give him 5 because he played so well in the final. Richarlison, John.
Dragging on.
5.
5, yeah, that's probably about right. I'll then ask Dan. Go on. I can't hear Dan. We say 3.
Dan said 10.
Simon,
Oh man, I mean,
he's injured so much though, isn't he, man?
this lad, he's like all of my school reports. That's potential. That's potential, but must try harder. Yeah, 5.
John's mate, Maddison.
John, come on.
I was thinking, I'm not a fat bastard. Honest, I'm not a fat bastard. Madison, 5.
Yeah. Dan, 7. That's quite high for you, Dan.
There's still a player in Madison. I just don't think that the
He's a
actual.
victim of the system.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Si?
I'm going to go just lower than that. I'm going to go with 6.5.
Naked kitchen, John.
But I reckon that if injuries plagued this season a bit, and then he couldn't get the form going. I mean, when he was on it, he was one of our most influential players, but he just wasn't on it often enough.
Shame, innit? Let's next. Tell. John?
3.
That's a good stat, that is. What's the point, FC?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
3.
Who's that? Tell.
It's hard, isn't
Yeah.
it, Tell?
I don't see what the potential is there, to be honest, at this moment in time. But so he's a 3 for me.
3.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Right?
Who are we on, Tell?
Yeah. I think it's hard.
It's a tough one because he came in with all this fanfare of he can play anywhere across the front, but it seemed like he was like a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
He wasn't really much copying any of those positions. He
Is that
wasn't a
whiskey?
striker.
John, is that whiskey?
What's he on now? The booze?
Right.
What's that? I reckon what's the point FC and John should do a private little thing here. Destiny,
I reckon that in the off season we should get John on like a food review program.
he started doing that, didn't he, John?
Always join the OnlyFans.
He did do a food review for a while, but you stopped it, didn't you, John?
Yeah, that's because you was taking the piss, though, calling me fat bastard, and I got upset. I was crying.
Right, Destiny Udogie, John.
Udogie
Easy for a while, weren't he? Sorry.
6, only because 5. It's too inconsistent for me to be a 6.
Dan.
5 from me.
Ooh, it's all the 5s. Is it a 5 from Simon?
So I'd say, you know, where we were earlier on, we were talking about we needed that back 4. I still think that in the times when we had Spence in that position, we were better.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to give him a 6. I think that at his best, he's probably an 8, but he was not at his best this season, and he had his injuries and whatever. So I'll call him a 6.
Did you lot feel sorry, and was you questioning Angie's decision, like to bring as soon as Udogie got fit, bang, straight back in, and despite Spence playing so well, dropped him straight away? Because after that, Spence, when he came on, he was like, "Fuck this!" When he seemed to have that attitude about him.
Yeah, that was the knock-on effect with Gray as well.
Yeah, I felt a bit sorry for Spence, to be fair. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Archie Gray, John.
Archie Gray. You know what?
I know you're not a fan of him, are you?
I'm not a fan of him, but I'll give him 7, 8.
Yeah.
I'll give him an 8 just because he's a young guy, played in all those positions.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an 8. Definitely, he's an easy 8 for me.
Yeah. Just because
the most annoying thing is that the amount of time he got spent playing in the wrong position, and then it's like every time he got an opportunity in the middle was always the wrong time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for what the lad did, for what coming into a Premier League team from the Championship and doing what he did out of position for half of the season, I got to give the lad an 8.
Yeah. My mate next, my favourite player, Bergvall. Job.
Bergvall.
Yeah.
I'll give him an 8 as well.
Yeah.
Just because the youth of him, and he worked his way into that squad like a good one.
Yeah. Dan?
Yeah, I think we missed his driving force when he was injured. So I like what he gives us, and I think like towards the end of the season, he was just starting to get comfortable in that role that was whatever role it was that it was needed to play in that plan system. So I'm going to give him a 9.
Yeah, well, he does. The thing is, he's one of them players. Oh, well done, mate. Yeah, it's sometimes you think, well, he's good, but you don't realise just how good till he ain't there. And we did miss him, didn't we? Yeah, I'll give him an 8.5. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm giving Archie an 8, I have to give Bergvall higher.
Yeah.
And I've been watching the way he plays, and he has the potential to finally be our Dembele replacement.
He does, 100%.
He's the way he gets on the ball in them tight spaces, and he always looks like he's got time on the ball.
Sign of a good player, sign
for what he did this season, and he got thrown in way earlier than he was expected to. And I mean, the way he took that disappointment from Radu getting sent off, and then he's the one that got hooked 7 minutes into his debut.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that must have taken a toll on him. But he came back and
Brilliant.
He showed what he was worth. So I would probably 8.5 to 9.
I'll tell you what, I'll shout out to his ex-manager, whatever team he came from, because I don't know if you know this, but he said, give him 6 months in the Premier League before you judge him. And he was almost bang on, weren't he?
Yeah.
As soon as 6 months come. Right, Simon's mate next, Werner. I'm actually going to give a minus for this one, John.
Go fuck yourselves. I'll give him 1 for turning up.
Oh,
yeah, man. I'm giving him 1 for the goal against City.
I'm surprised you give him 1 their side, to be honest with you.
And he's only getting the 1 because of the goal against City.
Yeah. Dad? Is that a naught?
Fucking 0.
Thanks for that, mate. 0. Oh.
He's so poor, mate. We should have known what he was like when he was at Chelsea. His end game was just fucking shocking.
It's a shame, isn't it? It's
A waste of fucking money, a waste of a loan.
Waste of wages,
Fucking
175 grand a week.
Yeah, waste of
That
fucking
was a
money.
waste of wages.
An absolute fucking waste.
Pimo -1. Christian Romero. I love Romero. John?
A 7. Just a plain old 7. Only because he was injured. You can't really. You give Bergvall an 8.
Yeah.
There's got to be a 7, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's around a 7 for me, 7.5. I just look at the times. He cost us so many fucking goals and so many games this year through his tantrums, his aggressive play.
I'd say
I like
the end of our season was all on his shoulders, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, the last few games,
he did step up, to be fair, at the end. Crazy.
He did.
What did you give him, Si?
What did I give? What did I give a doggy? I have to give him more than that. So yeah, I'm gonna go.
You gave him a 6.
7. I'm gonna go 7 for Cootie, because Cootie for most of the season, he had all his injuries, and it was a bit. When we were talking in the middle of the season, and it was like, look, if someone comes in with 70 million, let him go. But now I'm like, if the Romero who finished the season starts next season, I don't want to lose him to anybody.
You bastard.
Do you think, I'll ask this before we move on to the next one, do you think that Romero will be in next season, John?
No.
Dan?
I think he's gone.
No, I think he's gone, mate. I think he's come out. He said the right things, basically, to do with Ange.
Well, he was saying today, when he was quoted today, saying it's all right for me over here, but my family don't like it because it's always raining and they have to stay inside.
Fucking bollocks.
I mean, at the end of the day, Champions League football has given him something to think about.
I'd say he might stay for another year, so.
Well, this is the thing. He's got 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah.
And I don't think Levy will let him stay for just one. So he'll either have to sign something or get sold, I think.
Yeah, I think he's going. He's going.
Next one, Solanke. John?
Hey, just for his work rate.
I was going to say, was that for his work rate? Yeah.
He has stood out though, isn't he? He has run. He's touched every inch of the pitch so many fucking times. He's been asked to run.
You notice him when he's not there, Dan?
You do notice him when he's not there. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And he's come up with goals when we've been needing. But it's hard work. It's hard in that system. It's hard work. Pressing.
He's shattered, isn't he, at the end?
Yeah, you can see he looks fucking shattered. For me, Dominic Solanke gets a 7.
I'll give him an 8. Si?
So, I mean, I love his work rate. I think it's second to none in the league, I would say. But his finishing sometimes is still. I mean, in that Europa League final, he was like a jigsaw. That there was that thing, and he got clean through, and his touch took him away off to the right, and he absolutely.
I think that's because he was knackered, though.
I don't know, but
he's a backup striker, isn't he? He's not a. He's for what we want. He's not that quality striker that we want to lead.
And over the years, we've been spoiled because you know that if Harry had that or if Sonny had that, as soon as they cross into that penalty area, the keeper's got no chance whatsoever.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I'd still say Dom for the work rate and for leading the press relentlessly all season long while he wasn't injured, he's an 8.
Yeah. Fraser Forster, can we judge him?
Nah.
No.
Not really. Well, move on to Kuvaleski. Job.
4.
This will be a bit interesting because I call him like the Marmite of Tottenham because you either love him or hate him.
This is the funny one because if you were voting for this at like Ballon d'Or voting time, he'd probably get a 9 for the season because up to January he was second to none in the team. He was literally carrying us. And then he got past Christmas, and then it looked like he was constantly running in quicksand. He looked like he was going backwards half the time, and so he kind of just fell off so badly. In the end, if you were to ask me this at Christmas, I'd say he's a 9.5. If you ask me for the season as a whole, it's probably a 6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 for me. Easy.
What did you say,
the amount of times. 6.
4.
Sorry, Dan. What was you saying?
I was just saying the amount of times that we've watched the games and we've both gone, fucking hell, why are you fouling the fucking player far away from fucking goal? Why are you fouling the player? Why are you even touching him? Do you know what I mean? And for me, he doesn't. If he's not in a game, he's not in a game. You might as well just fucking hoik him off. He ain't in a game. I'm not a lover. I'm not a liker of him.
And then he was
bought.
Going forward, he goes down the right. It's like 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
cutting to the left. Oh my God!
Every time it's in transition and we're on the break, it always goes to him, and he can't run fast enough, man.
No.
Right, next up is Johnson again. Ole, ole.
Oi.
This
is a really tough one.
Yeah, John.
He's a 6, but I'll give him an extra point just for fucking standing there and watching the goal bounce offshore to go in. So I'll give him a 7.
It's hard to
because in my opinion, while you two are thinking, this is my opinion. I just think you can't ignore his goals. You can't ignore his tactical nous by getting in the right position at the right time.
Exactly. He gets a 6. He gets a 6 for being in the right position at the right time, and that's it.
And this is the thing, you can't really give our top scorer, our most dependable scorer, other than right at the start of the season. I mean, I felt for the lad, and he got the worst stick imaginable, and he deactivated his social media.
It's wrong,
and then all of a sudden he went on that run, and he was scoring for us, he's scoring for Wales, and he got his confidence up. But then he kind of fell off again at the end of the season, and it's harsh, but I'm struggling to give him more than 6.5, and that's our top scorer.
He doesn't attack the fullback enough. He's been accused of being lazy, but he always gets to go. I think that's the hardest one to judge, really, ain't it? Next one. I love this player, Porro. Big John.
If I give you a 6 as well, if I give Johnson a 7, I'd give Porro a. Don't say that, Lee. You make me feel guilty now. I want to give him another.
I love Porro, man, because he just gives it everything. And
I do. I love his excitement and how he gets.
Fuck you! Like, I feel guilty now. I'm going to say fucking 7.
And that his delivery from that right hand side is unreal.
I like him. He's a 7. He's 7.5 for me. 8. I love him. I like the.
I don't know, Dad, if you did, and Simon, I don't think Tom watching, but if you watch my video again, he's another victim of the system because you hear so many people saying, what was Porro doing up there? He's doing as he's told.
Yeah, but he's not a right back.
He's not a right back. But
he plays on the right side of a 3-4-3.
I'm worried about him going, but hopefully he'll stay now. Yeah. He loves it. I love it when he's giving it all this. He cares. Yeah. He gives a shit. Jed Spence.
I gave Porro an 8, by the way.
What did you do? Oh, respect.
Yeah, you didn't fucking ask him, did you, Lou? You forgot to ask fucking Simon, mate. Fuck you know. What a fucking host we got, mate.
Yeah, Jed Spence, John. What about him?
6.
7.
Yeah, he's got to be a 7. He didn't play enough to get more, but when he did play, he was pretty bloody effective.
He was good. Odebear.
Who?
Wilson Odebear.
3.
He's flattered to deceive, isn't he, the poor fella?
He has. I feel sorry for him because he's had his injury.
A rocket up his arsehole, bro.
He's had his injuries and come back into an absolute shit show.
Yeah, you can see a player there, can't you? But
yeah.
But you need a pair of binoculars to fucking see the player there, though, Lou, don't you?
Yeah, I'll give him a 5.
Yeah, I'm going to give a 5.
I'm harsh. I'm the one that's in, and I'm the harshest.
What did you say, Dan, for him?
I said 5, mate.
Oh, John, it's your mate next. Sar.
Fucking 6 all the way.
That's surprising me. That's John from you, man.
Fuck yous. I'm fucking getting drunk, boys.
Oh, please.
You know what? I enjoyed being wrong about him because his energy that he brings on the pitch. I think he does well, especially just being thrown on at 30 minutes to go, 20 minutes to go. And when I've seen him play a full-time football match, he's all right. You know, he ain't bad.
He's one of those.
I'll give him a 7.
He's one of those players that need a run of games. Then you'll see.
Yeah,
the best.
Definitely.
I don't think we've seen enough of him. We've seen the best of him. I'll go 6.
Oh. Rodrigo Bentancur.
Easy 8 for me.
Yeah, he's done well, hasn't
he? Yeah, 7. 7 for old Bentancur.
I hope he's getting back to the player he was in that first season because he was my favourite player in that first season when he was here.
Oh, it's funny.
But even now, there was all the talk about the back 4, but it almost didn't work unless he was in front of him.
True that. That's very true, so yeah.
Well, we had
he gave him so much protection, and so for that,
he's everywhere, isn't he?
He's an 8.
Can we judge Kinksky or
no?
Or I'll move on then. There's 5 more. Ben Davies.
Always does a job. Always he's always he's 2. He's always dependable. No matter when you bring him in, he's always ready. Whether you put him on the left, whether you put him in the middle.
He's ideal squad player, isn't he?
Yeah. So I mean, he's a 6, isn't he? Really?
Can John give him a 2, man?
That's because he's Welsh, Lou.
He's 6.
Mickey van der Ven, Mickey van der Ven. It's got to be an 8. It would be more, but because of the injuries.
8 for me.
We've got to learn how to manage these hamstrings, haven't we?
Yeah.
Medical team.
He's a fucking 8. An 8.
Yeah, 8. Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I think that we have to keep the pair of them together. Him and Christian, we have to keep them together. At first, in the middle of the season, I was like, let Christian go. We'll get someone else. But I would love for the coming season for Christian to actually take the armband off of Sonny. But I'm going to give Mickey an 8 as well.
Well, the others are just squad players. You can't really judge them.
I'll give him a 5.
Is Alfie White.
I'm going to give Mickey an extra 0.5 for the clearance.
For the clearance. Yes, good point. I'll give him a 9. That reminds me, I've got.
I'll give him a half a point then for that tackle that he did against. Was it Blint? One where he was about 20 yards behind the man.
Oh.
He's 5 then.
Yeah, I've got Alfie Whiteman on here, but he's gone today. He's been released with Forster and Regulon.
So they finally let Reggie go, have they?
They finally let him go, yeah. Finally, lads.
You're going to say fucking fat man, aren't you?
What, Ange?
You're saying flange, aren't you?
We've got to get... We've got... You're...
Not you, John.
What about Mikey and...
Mikey Moore.
Lancashire?
Yeah, I could say Mikey Moore. I just didn't think Lancashire had played enough. Mikey Moore, I suppose you've got to give him a 6. He was hardly in it, was he?
I think he was quite naive and quite out of his depth, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's still not ready, is he?
A question for the panel. If money and wages weren't an issue, what 4 players would you want to sign? Oh, well, I'd say Edison from Atlanta for a start. And I can leave the other 3 up to the other 3.
I still think we need a 20-goal
wingers.
striker.
We need 2 wingers, a striker, and a proper number 6, in my opinion. But as to who, it's very difficult, isn't it?
One of them for me is definitely Eze. I would go all out to get the money and pay and get him done. Also, I would go for that Simons because that boy.
Oh, they've been linked to this. Isn't his name Xavi Simons, isn't it?
Yeah, them 2 definitely. We definitely need. I think we need a goalkeeper. I just don't think Vic's fucking good enough, to be honest. His distribution shit. Kinksky in time, maybe. We need a world-class striker. We need to, for me, we need more than 4 players.
The thing is, though, Dan, there's no striker out there, is there? They've got that Gorkers, but he seems to be going to Arsenal. So you don't hear of many others, do you? I mean, we are linked with Jonathan David, but I don't know. It's really difficult.
Well, that's probably just because he's available free.
Oh, coming in now, look. That is a tough one. If Ange goes,
I want do you know what? I want that geezer for Football Heritage, Lou. Savas tattoo. Ole, ole. Let's see what he can fucking do. He's a bit mathy, isn't he? But I think he'd be a good fucking Spurs manager.
Give us a shout, Savage, if you're watching this.
No, don't give him a shout. Fuck's sake, Lou.
He can give me a shout. A smart signing would be Wissa for 15 to 20 million. Xavier Simons, was that McAtee's
Yeah,
backup?
that McAtee.
Edison, yeah, I love Edison.
He's a pretty good player.
He wants 300 grand a week.
Yeah,
he's on a free.
That's the thing, because he's on a free. That he's going to.
That's a piss take, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, though, Levy's got to start putting the wages up at Tottenham, isn't he?
I think
No, Sava's voice goes through my brain. The most negative. Oh dear. Well, I don't know if you know about the tattoo, but he's supposed to be getting a tattoo of Big Ange on him, hence the song.
Sava's tattoo. Ole, ole.
Right, John, you're Ange in. So, what is your rating out of 10 for Big Ange over the season?
Big Ange.
Yeah.
Can I give him 2 ratings?
I know what you're going to say. League form, Europa form. But yeah, that's fine. Carry on.
No, I was going to say for his ball bags, for his big Greek ball bags of dropping the league at Christmas, from what he says, I'll give him a 9. For the league, I'll give him 2.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Dad?
I'm giving him can I pay for your fucking taxi? I'll give him a 6, mate, at the most, and I'm being generous there. Sorry,
Simon.
I just don't see what he's going to
I
offer.
understand what you're saying. Yeah,
in my mind, to have the balls to say what you said last September and then go and do it is ridiculous, unreal. But the season that he put us through was pretty bloody awful, other than the Europa. But you look at it. Conte couldn't do it. Mourinho couldn't do it because he got sacked the week before a trophy. But you look at all the people we've tried to get in over the last 17 years to get a trophy over the line, and this is the guy. And he came in, and at the start of the season, he said he was going to do it, and he did it. And for that, the gloss is that he's been the Premier League season to do it. So I'll call it a 7.
Do you think that he will get 10, 15 games at the start of the season, Si?
I think it'd be hard not to give him it.
Because of fears of the fucking fans who are already against him, giving him even more shit if he sacks him. Because it is a proper 50-50 split. So you reckon he'll get 10, 15 games? That's what I thought off the top of my head at first. It's a massive.
But where do you go? Where do you go with that 10, 15
I agree.
We're sitting second from bottom.
Yeah. I know what you're going to say.
Wasted fucking money on transfers again. Whatever money Levy gives, how can you? 15 games, mate. It's 15 games. Fucking hell, we lost 22. So you're going to give him 10, 15 games.
No, not me.
And
But
we're still. I know. But what you're saying is, what? Oh, do you know what? I just don't see the point. If Levy has any doubts, why would you give him another 10, 15 games and money to go into a new season, Champions League football, start fucking zilch like everybody else in the fucking league? Why would you, if you've got any doubts about how we play, you can't just turn around and say, all right, we're going to prioritise this now. He can't. He's got to come out and...
It is. I know none of us are Levy fans. We're not, and most of Spurs fans ain't. But it's a fucking hard decision, isn't it, for him? To be honest with you, it is, because he knows he's going to go. I mean, nearly 250,000 people turned out for the parade. Big John was there, giving it the older yids. Were you, John? And they was all singing his name, weren't they, John?
Yeah,
but I think but that
was the euphoria of the moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm with Danny. I just think you can't risk it. That's just my opinion. I just don't think you can risk it. I really don't.
I think we've got. I'm sorry.
Everything you do is going to be a risk.
I'm fucking going off this panel straight away, mate. I'm going to fucking flip flop.
I have flip flop. My head's been going man like an owl all season.
I've been flip flopping all season, though. I couldn't give a monkeys. I got abused. I got malicious phone calls off the wankers.
Yeah, you have.
Do you know what? Fucking, I couldn't give a fuck about them. Fucking Angin. Till next season, we have the Champions League trophy and we'll get relegated. Fuck it.
I said that earlier. Could you imagine that?
And we say that it's a risk keeping him, but it's also a risk bringing someone else in. Everything's a risk.
But it comes back to my old analogy. Sorry, Simon, doesn't it? When I said 9 months ago, the question was, would a half-decent, proven Premier League manager get a better tune out of this club? And the answer is yes, and my answer is still yes. I like Ange. He's a great salesman, and if he sits in a meeting with the board, he'll probably talk his way to staying. But if he doesn't,
I think a half-decent manager would have got us that Europa League as well.
Sorry, John?
I don't think anything different that he's done just by saying to the players, don't go out and attack, and sit back, and we'll suck in all of the energy from the team. I think a half decent manager is basically would do exactly the same and gets that trophy.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because I know what you're saying. You don't, like Simon said, how can you get rid of a man who's won you a trophy for the first time in 17 years? It seems cruel to have a go in, but then you've got to look at the bigger picture. I'm gonna. Do you any?
We've got back.
Get that drink down, yeah.
Whoever's the manager on day one, they need to make the decision. They need to make it quickly, and then they need to back him. And then once they've backed him, then we need to back them.
Decision needs to be made no later than the end of next week. He goes. We have the manager. He comes in. Whether it's Simone, Inzaghi, fucking Glasner.
I've said Simone for years, Danny, but apparently he's on 35 million a year. That'll give Levy an heart attack.
He'd be on the same money as what Conte was on.
Well, that's what he said on the thing today, 35 million a year. How about proper backing? Yeah, I agree with you, mate.
Because I think we've got the players to play the 3-4-3 system that he likes to play.
It's a problem.
But who knows?
If you had to bet now, and us being yids, we'll call it 50 pence. If you had to put your 50 pence on Ange staying or not your own opinion, what Levy's going to do, what do you think he's going to do?
Does it look like I've got 50 pence, Lou? Can't we fucking lower the score?
Me and you can put 25p in, you know?
If someone to borrow me a pound, I'll go up to a pound.
What do you think Levy's going to do? Your own opinion, like to one side. It's hard, isn't it?
I mean, I'd be surprised if he...
I think he's going to... I'm going to say, I think he's going to keep him.
He has to take the wrath of the fans of Ange, and then he has to pay him off, and then he probably has to pay another manager out of their contract, and I can't see him doing any of that stuff. I think he's going to keep going with it.
He says he's going to get rid of him. Do you think, though, he would have got rid of him already? That's what
I would have thought.
Yeah,
I think he would just let the dust settle a bit, let the euphoria die down, and then say thank you.
I'm also expecting
I hope he doesn't fucking wait until fucking closer to the Super Cup.
Are you waiting for this though, isn't it, Dan? Sky Sports News, LJ reporting Tottenham Hotspur manager Ange Postecoglou has left Tottenham Hotspur by mutual consent.
I wake up every morning waiting for that yellow strip to come across the bottom of Sky.
But that's what I was saying earlier, mate. Yeah, we are. They're making moves already. We can't make moves because we don't know what we're doing. I don't think Paratici can start till the 1st of July. The other motion will come from Arsenal starting on the 1st of June. So we haven't got Paratici in. No doubt he can do things behind the scenes. But we're just in a disorganised mess.
It's right. Like what you. What's the point? FC saying it's typical Tottenham already.
Yeah,
fucking players are moving, agreeing already, and we haven't come out and done fucking absolutely everything. It's all that we get linked with everyone and sign fucking none.
No, mate, I'm not gullible and naive because I don't think the new manager will be backed. That's my answer to both your questions.
I don't.
No, it doesn't matter who it is. The only what I'm saying is a new manager might come in and get a better tune out of this squad with his tactical nous, which I don't think Ange's got. No manager is going to get back the way I would like him to see backed, i.e. 200 million for free players until Daniel Levy goes.
No, while Levy's there, we ain't fucking going to be able to back anybody else.
It's a proper run business, but it's more of an event centre now. And football just happens to be one of them, along with the concerts, the boxing, the American football, etc. It's not.
I like the boxing. I do like the entertainment centre though.
I do, but I just think that the number one priority should always be football.
And the shawarma kebabs.
It's got magic beans. Magic beans. Well, let's have to wait and see. Is there anything else you want to add, boys? We've been on here for over an hour now. Thanks for coming on. Anything else you want to say? Before John gets done. What are you drinking there, John? What you got there?
Roller coaster.
Vodka now.
Dear, oh dear. Sorry, what did you say, Si?
I said it's been a bloody roller coaster, hasn't it?
It's ended all right, isn't it?
The last thing I want to say, does anyone know where I put my crack pipe? I'll put it down somewhere in the kitchen. I can't find it, though.
That reminds me of the old phrase back in the 90s when sugar turns venables to alcohol. Do you remember that? Anything you want to add, Dan?
Nah, fucking. We won a cup and that's about it.
Yeah, we won a cup. You know, we just got to move on now. We're all just going to be sitting here every day waiting for a decision. I don't know how longer he's if he's gone away for a week or 2 weeks. I'm hoping it's just a week.
2 weeks holiday, I think Ange has gone for, hasn't he?
See, that also just now I'm thinking about it. Maybe Ange will be got rid of because Levy's probably thinking, I'll let the dust settle, let the fans chill and then get rid of him. But I don't think he'll sack him. I think it will be the mutual consent thing. Look, you've done us a good job. Because I don't think it's just Levy, is it, Dan? It's the other board members as well, isn't it? And apparently a lot of them wanted him to go.
Look, we could sit here and we could chat about it all night. It's speculating about what's going on at the top at Tottenham. What we do know is going on at Tottenham is that none of our managers ever get fucking backed properly at all, while Levy and ENIC are there. So unfortunately, yes, we could all want to stay, give him some money, couple of mil. Do you know what I mean? Go sign some players. We will not be fucking happy at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Because we're never happy, are we? Let's face it. We won the cup, but we're still fucking a little bit unhappy because of the nature of the season that we've fucking gone through. Yeah,
the season you finally win a cup, you're buzzing, man. We're all buzzing. But then you think, right, once it's settled down, and you think, I can't have Ange win the Champions League.
The other day, on that last game of the season, if we'd have won against Brighton and a couple of other games would have gone our way, and we could have finished like 14th or something, I think. And I'm thinking, okay, you look at it now. Okay, one game is a difference. You finish 14th, that doesn't look as bad as fucking finishing fucking fourth from fucking bottom. And literally knowing that you could have been in that relegation zone if it hadn't have been for those other fucking 3 teams that beat us.
Yeah.
Apart from Southampton.
It's been a weird old season. Like Simon said, it's been like up and down roller coaster, isn't it?
It's been the worst season I can remember.
But we are Europa Cup winners, man. Didn't we?
Yes, too right. Champions League football, here we come.
I'll predict the transfer window now. We'll all be disappointed with the new signings and they'll be off the cheap. Yeah. Well, that does see, yeah.
Well, the one thing is with Paratici back in the fold, at least we'll probably get more value for money out of what we are buying.
Yeah, he does know his stuff,
Yeah.
doesn't he? And even though, like I said, he can't start till July the 1st, he'll be doing things in the background, won't he?
Yeah.
Right then, fellow Yids, I will bid shalom to you all. Thanks for the lads giving us a good laugh on the comments. And I'll bid shalom to you all. Come on, you Spurs.